Welcome to the banking show, Kumar. Good to have you here. Kumar, can you tell us why you opted for a sound-based system?
Thank you, Raghu, for having me here. The idea behind sound was to use a protocol which can at one end allow people who are not digitally savvy to have a very idiot-proof way of using financial services by just a protocol which is analog, which is as ubiquitous as your voice or a basic sound, right? And the second was for customers who are digital savvy, can this platform improve their experience multifold, right? So you fumbling with an app versus you just speaking and a payment gets done. There's a 5x differentiation in the experience, right? So that's the use. That's why we choose sound. Again, analog protocol in general is a more natural way of, achieving stuff, right? So, and as you know, people keep saying, hey, what would be the next experience which customer is going to get? And we say that, hey, the most better experiences are going to shift you towards being more natural, right? So you need to learn how to operate an app or say do stuff like scanning. But to speak, you don't have to literally kind of, learn anything, right? So you can just speak and a transaction can complete. And that way, at one end, we can allow every consumer on this planet to benefit from digitalization. On the other end, people like us who are digital savvy will get a great experience. Today, I order my coffee by just speaking. And there's a fabulous experience, by the way.
For the benefit of our audience, can you tell us how this will work when you order a cup of coffee at an outlet?
Yeah, on the onset for a customer who are going to enable with this service, they can simply open one of the apps where we are there and then just say, order one cappuccino from Blue Tokai and give an address, say VR Mall or MG Road, right? And, it will just prompt you back that, okay, ordering a cappuccino for 180 rupees. Shall I go ahead and process this? And you say yes, and the payment is done. On the back end, if it's a wallet-based transaction like Amazon Pay, then you don't need any additional authentication. But say if it's UPI, then it will prompt you to enter the UPI PIN. But that's all. That's as simple as it is. And when you are in the store, this is when you are not at the store, but say you are right now at Blue Tokai.
Yeah.
Then, once you open one of our partner apps, because we are a B2B product stack company.
Correct.
Amazon, for example, is one of our partners. So if you open the app, then, based on the sound zone, right, the app will decode and understand where you are. And then you can be presented with a store menu without scan, nothing, right? And if you already know what you want to buy, then you don't even need a menu. You can just speak and say. We have very recently also enabled these services at fueling stations, where you can just say, pay for petrol, and it kind of invokes our service. And through our service, it's able to learn where you are, and then you can complete the purchase.
Is this offering a bilingual product? And how many customers have you onboarded?
Language is definitely not a barrier for us, right? We can generate this whole platform to support any language, right? Although today we are supporting 14 languages, but number of languages is not a concern at all. And the way our platform works, it's very different than artificial intelligence, where you need certain data training. But in our case, a lot of these logics could be generated right on the fly with a very few or handful of sample.
And how many customers have you onboarded?
So for a customer like you and me, we may be using it, but the tech is working in the backdrop today. But very soon, with the new UPI 123 and conversational UPI launched, which has happened, customers like us will also start real-time experiencing it, right? But as long as the tech stack itself, if you see, it consists of three things. One is we can do data transfer over sound, which means you don't need protocols like radio frequencies, NFC, Bluetooth, and stuff. Very seamlessly in a very non-idiot proof way, which means that no pairing, nothing is needed. You can do basic data transfer over this stack. We can reach 1 kilobytes per second, right? That's the kind of throughput we have been successfully able to achieve on customer grade mobile phones. Second is we can understand your immediate location using acoustic profiling. And third is we can put identification on your voice or anything which is audio. And this kind of is also the way the algorithm works. It can detect deep fakes and stuff like that, right? So it's just like very secure that fashion. So combination of these is already getting used. We are today serving more than 30 million interactions a month across, from a unique perspective, unique customer perspective, something around 38 to 40 million customers.
Are there any network issues involved here in terms of a data drop, like in normal online transactions?
As we see scale up in digital transaction, the big issue is coming through the compute, right? So for example, if we are doing we're already doing 10 billion monthly UPI transactions, which is way more than your all digital transactions in US and Europe combined for a month, right? Now it's only going to increase further, correct? So logically, what's happening is that you are doing these 10 rupees, 20 rupees transactions, and it is going through 4 hops, right? Which is limiting the compute, or kind of it's bringing issues on the infra side, right? So a great step would be that if I can batch these transactions when they hit the server, right? What it means is that can I independently process some of these transactions at a client level itself, right? And that could be that, hey, I have less internet connectivity or less strength of internet. That's why I'm processing on client side. Or it could also be that, hey, I'm just saving on compute. It doesn't make sense for me to process every 10 rupees transaction through 4 servers. Why can't I just do it on the client side? And whenever you are doing that, you also need to ensure that the merchant or whoever you are paying in proximity is able to know that this transaction has happened without you really hitting the server, which means that you need a technology which can work in proximity. So from your phone, it can go to the merchant's device or merchant phone, right? In proximity without going through the servers, which means that you need a proximity technology. Now, globally, if you see, you have NFC, which could do this. And then we have built, ToneTag audio tech, which can also do the same, and pretty much in the same secure fashion. The only difference we bring is that NFC still requires a chip on both sides, and which which largely is controlled by the OEMs of the mobile phone manufacturer or the device manufacturers. But for apps which are banking apps or private apps like Google, Amazon, Paytm, PhonePe, right? They are not OEMs of mobile devices. So how can they give a similar experience to their customers? So they need an interoperable proximity technology. And that's where we come in. So ToneTag, because it's an ability to send data over sound in proximity in a very secure way, it actually helps players to limit their server compute while still processing proximity transactions in a very secure way, right? And gradually, as we are seeing more digitalization coming up and more digital payments coming up, especially say CBDC, digital currency. Digital currency success depends on its ability to work in offline. And to make it work in offline, you need proximity tech.
How has lives changed for you and ToneTag after winning the RBI's hackathon twice over?
The world today knows, the Indian central bank, right? So our governor also won a global award. and the kind of work we have displayed at G20, now the world reckons the kind of work the regulator has been doing. And Harbinger or Hackathon is one such initiative started by the regulator. And what it does for companies like us is it helps us present a solution to large scale issues which the regulator is seeing. And trust me when I say what Indian regulator is seeing, which means that the global regulators are going to pay attention to it. It's a problem which is evident globally, right? And some of those problems are brought in this Harbinger, and we got a chance to present our solution to solve for those problems, and we won that challenge. And what it has done is that, number one, it has brought confidence in ecosystem participants about the technology which we bring for the ecosystem, and also a huge strength in the kind of solutioning which we are bringing. And some of these, while is going to solve the problems which the regulators see, but at the same time is going to strengthen the financial institutions of the country towards those problems. So, for example, one such problem was that, hey, can I still pay if I don't have a mobile phone, right? And we gave a solution, and it was really appreciated by both industry body and the regulator. And very soon the solution will be there for people, and not just India. It can be a global product stack coming right from India, wherein you don't need a phone to make a digital payment. So contextual based commerce and payments, and second is payments, low value transactions without the need for a mobile phone. These were the two problem statements where we participated, and we won the challenge. And now we are very appreciative that the industry has noticed, and at various phases, we are kind of scaling this up.
Thank you, Kumar, for being on the Banking Show. Really appreciate that you took time out for this. Thank you once again.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you, Raghu, for your time.
If you like this video, share it and subscribe to Business Standard. For more news, views and insights, log on to www.business-standard.com. Do also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram and LinkedIn.
I am the blue of the limitless sky. I am the inspiration that led success soar high. I will achieve, I will fly high. I am the I in SBI.
I'm backed by the nation's trusted bank, SBI, the banker to every Indian.